with understanding and knowledge. Educating the masses, the torch we must pass it. Aphrodisiac, time to learn from her today, the truth already you.
I am Professor Aphrodisi, and this is Aphrodisi University, where the focus is on all things lit. Let's get started. On today's program, we discuss muting and sexual violence. Stay tuned. In Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, she describes her rape at the age of 8 by one of her mother's friends and her self-imposed muteness in an attempt to deal with the effects of this trauma on her young life. In a similar way, in Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, she describes how her protagonist, Pecola Breedlove, who is raped by her father, then becomes mute and mad in an attempt to come to terms with the traumatic effects of being raped by someone who she should have trusted. In both these narratives, we see how young girls who are wounded by sexual violence internalize and try to come to terms with the shame and the uncertainty that they now see before them. What do these events have to do with the Me Too movement? Stick around while we explore it in poetic form. He said she wanted it. He said she begged for it, consented to it, that she liked it that way. That's how they play. That when he gave her the pill so that she laid quite still, not knowing what he was doing, not responding to his moaning and groaning, that she wanted it that way. He said he'd never do it that way, never do it anyway, that he was a virgin, that he could prove it, because you see, men like him, the powerful, the learned, the elite, the conservative, the respected, the men like him, who he says are virgins, don't do things they say he did. He said the men are innocent. Innocent men are being accused like me, he said. They can't prove it, that I'd do it, that I just do what I do. Didn't they elect me president too? He said, prove it, 'cause nobody will believe it. I mean, after all, when I said what I said about grabbing her, it was because it was so easy and I was a celebrity, and boys will be boys because boys in locker rooms and playgrounds and classrooms and bedrooms and elevators. That's how boys do, he said. They said, I wear this priestly holy robe. He said, I wear the doctor's coat. He said, she said, he said, I wear the judge's robe. She said, he said, she said, I wear the teacher's attire. They said, we're rich. We're powerful. We're not those seedy people. They said. We say, does it matter? Does it matter? You weaponize your sex parts. You aim to destroy their hearts. Then you stand with your hands in there, daring your victims to talk. You say nobody would believe you. Talk. You say they'd all see you as a whore. You say. And for years the silence was. And for years the shame was. Killing, muting for years. But then voices became audible, casting off, refusing to wear the shame others say they should. Time's up, they shouted. Then one by one, voices rose up and declared, "Me too, and we want justice. Me too, 'cause silence causes violence. Me too, 'cause I was vulnerable and you did it. And you had no right to it. That I, the girl, child, boy, child, woman, man, me too. Time's up for you." The chickens are coming home to roost. This is a new day. This a new day. This a new day. Of power. Of standing tall. Of justice and accountability. Finally. Time's up. Time's up. 'Cause we don't want another boy, girl, man, woman to be afraid. We don't want another Me Too.
Time to learn from her today.
I am Professor Afro Dizzy, encouraging you to stay woke, stay lit, alert, and subscribe to this channel.
Wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Educating the masses, the torch we must pass it. Time to learn from her today. Don't you already?
I am Professor Afro Dizzy, and this is Afro Dizzy University, where the focus is on all things lit.